Batman Gotham Nights #1 is an interesting way to start the Digital First's Batman series. For one, it's two short stories in one issue, and one of them isn't even about Bruce Wayne. It's about Batwoman. I mean, I'm not complaining, Batwoman's awesome, it's just kind of a weird way to start. It's definitely not a bad way, though. Let's start with the first story, Medal of Honor. Now, this first story is actually a comic adaptation of a real-life event that happened when an American soldier did everything he could to save his friends when under a huge amount of enemy fire. But, you know, here it's Batman trying to save Gordon and a few other Gotham cops from some clowns. No, I mean, like, actual clowns. Fucking gamers, dude. All jokes and clowns aside, though, I really like this first story. It's an intense and exciting action scene that shows the bravery and loyalty both Batman and the good non-corrupt cops of Gotham have. And it's essentially DC's way of saying the horrific shit real-life soldiers go through for our country is equivalent to a superhero like Batman just trying to save the day. Not gonna lie, it's really cool of DC to do a comic like that, and the fact that Jim Lee's artwork throughout the story is fucking awesome, as it always is, definitely helps. I also like the grittier, more scratchy art style when it shows actual soldiers fighting, further showing the comparison between fictional superheroes and real-life American soldiers. Overall, Medal of Honor, it's a good short story that pays a great amount of respect to real-life military personnel. The other story is Honor Code, which tells the tale of one of Batwoman's most dangerous missions back when she was still just Kate Kane, the US soldier. Similar to the last story, this one pays respect to soldiers by comparing them to superheroes like Batwoman, only here it's a completely fictional story that dives into Batwoman as a character a little bit by showing how good of a soldier she was and her honor code when it comes to fighting evil. The best part of the story is the last scene where she's required to go after and kill her target, that being this terrorist who killed 63 people in a bombing sometime before the story started. But once she catches up to the guy, she refuses to kill him and instead uses the bats in the cave she caught him in to scare him and catch him off guard so she can easily just knock the dude out and take him to justice. It's a really cool ass character moment that tells you more about the character of Kate Kane and why she goes on to become Batwoman. But again, it can also be seen as comparing soldiers to superheroes in that they're both just good people doing the right thing because it's the honorable thing to do. My only thing with this story is I wish it was either longer or told more from Kate's perspective. The first half of it, we're just hearing these other soldiers talk about her, and this section of the story is honestly kind of dull. We don't even really get a narration from Kate until that final scene in the cave, which is when the story gets awesome. It's still a good enough story overall. I just wish it was longer and had more focus, particularly on Kate herself. Overall, these are both good short stories that serve as brief character pieces for Bruce Wayne and Kate Kane, as well as respectful tributes to our heroes putting their lives on the line for us here at home. The first story, Medal of Honor especially. So like I said, it's an interesting and pretty fucking cool issue #1 for the series, but I'd be lying if I said I didn't want to see the next one be a more traditional Batman story, you know, with detective work, supervillains, all that jazz. Which apparently it is, so cool, can't wait to read it.